Here we are. Welcome to the live stream, guys. How many minutes late? Yeah. You know how you know it's one boy? She has to be late. One boy have 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 to be late. But oh my god, I think I'm loving live streaming. Okay, I like the fact that I get to make friends. You guys get to join me every other day. Uh, and I like the part where I can watch back. I can watch back myself through different seasons, even though let's say, but you know, whenever I watch back, I can be able to go back to the moment and see how I thought, you know. But anyway, welcome to the live stream, and those of you who are watching back the live stream, thank you so much for always watching back, for always tuning in. My good name is Womboy, and here we are, yet another good night of live streaming here on I Am Womboy. This is where we just get to hang out and have real human connections here. Of course, we have nothing to hide, so we just keep it at 100. As we smile run away from his face. Well, I'm pretty sure. Oh God, where does it say that? You know what? Let's start there. Welcome to the live stream, guys. My good name is Womboy. Here we are. We start by just hanging out. Okay. I wanted to listen to a song. 2 minutes. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Hello, hello. When you join in, let me know where you're watching from. Thank you for the like. Kindly say hi. I am not the only traveler who has not repaid his debt. I've been searching for a trail to follow again. Take me back to the night we met. And then I can tell myself what the hell I'm supposed to do. Oh, God is in control. Fast. How are you doing? Good to see you. Oh my God, for the first time. Yeah. And I'm just here like singing to myself and stuff. Yeah, how are you doing? And I can tell myself not to ride along with you. Had all of them, most of you, some and now none of you. Take me back to the night we met. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, haunted by the ghost of you. Take me back to the night we met. When the night was full of terror, your eyes were filled with tears. When you had no touch me yet, take me back to the night we met. Anyway, let me stop singing. It's Mishan says, guess my country. How will I guess your country? Okay, India. India, am I right? Okay, of course, we usually have a slow start here, but I have a silly question here. Which animal could have been on Noah's Ark? Which animal could have been on Noah's Ark? Of course, we usually have a slow start here, but eventually, no. Okay, you know what? Just tell me which country you're from. Ain't no way I'm going to be making wild guesses where you're from. And I can't see you, I can only see your persona. God is in control says, which animal could have been on the ark? I believe Bible cover to cover. But which animal? Which animal? All animals could have been. Which animal? I know it's a silly question, but I think that I think it's a very silly question. I saw it somewhere actually. I saw the question somewhere and I was like, I have never thought about that. Which animal could have been on Noah's Ark? And welcome guys to the live stream. Like the live stream if you don't mind. That is if you don't mind. God is in control says, so God can do anything, and I believe that young animals were put on the ark, 2 of every kind. Early dogs, cows, cat, etc. Most animals have been the same since creation. Okay, so you believe they put in there a female and a male, because how could they have continued the species? And none of them, most of you, some and now none of you. Took me back to the night we met. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, haunted by the ghost of you. Take me back to the night we met. I think that's a good song. I like that song. But anyway, let me stop with the songs. God is in control says, it's not silly, it's a good. What the heck? Oh, it's not silly, it's a good question. Did you know Did you know they found the Ark in Arat Mountains in Turkey? Exact size measured in Egyptian cubits. Okay. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But in Turkey they are Islam. Well, they simply reproduce two animals, whatever species can grow their numbers by 30 times in just 5 years. Can now imagine about 5K years, okay? Or two male and female. Mhm. Also, all the breeding and mixing breeds since then. By the way, which song were you singing? The Night We Met. It's called The Night We Met by Lord. What is his name? I think Lord Huron. Huron. How do you pronounce that? Yeah, I like that song. I think especially if you're yeah, I think it's a nice song, especially when you're having one or two sips of drinks. Uh, Lord Huron, Lordhuron. Okay, you've never had it? You've never had that song. Okay, do you like it? How it sounds? But I know I'm singing it with like there's no beats, there's yeah. Okay, never heard. Okay. Um wow. Where are we starting here now? Okay, I like to like maybe borrow some time until until people join in a little bit. Guys, like the live stream. Play Mul Higad Mama tries. Okay, I can do it right now. But of course, you guys will not hear. I'm not in the mood to edit the video. So, still earpods on. Also, do you like Johnny Cash? I've never heard about him. Mama tried. Okay, let me see. Uh, and guys, if you're in the live stream, like the live stream so you can get started. At least people can join in. But you know what? Yeah, if you don't mind, that is. Oh, Mama tries. Oh, Mama tried. Mama tried. Okay. Okay, here we go again with the earpods. Uh-huh. Mule Haggard is old school country. Wow. Surprised. I've never heard it. Uh, wow. Sounds like a song I would like. Mm. Mm. Mama tried. Johnny Johnny Cash is a legend for country music here in USA. Minor Fodek he passed away already. Oh. Wow, this song is from 2008. Wow. Mama tried. Tried. Wow. Sounds like a song I'm falling in love with. It's a good song. Probably the upload is 2008. Oh, it should have been sung before then. Wow. Wow. Turned 21 in prison doing life without parole. Wow. That's huge. Uh, wow. What a song. I like it. Thank you. I'll be listening to this one. Wow. Turned 21 in prison doing life without parole. God, idiot. Wow. Okay, you know what? Let me remove all of these tabs. Uh, okay. God is in control. Yeah, for sure. They make other ones too. Okay. Wow. 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 Uh, wasn't it supposed to be every type of animal? Every type of animal. But can you imagine the size of an ark? Okay. How many animals could have fit in there? Yes, two of every kind, meaning early animals weren't a big variety back then as they were today, but the ark was massive. Okay. Okay, honestly, but I think there's lots of conspiracy theories when it comes to if the ark even existed or it's a fictional fantasy story, you know. But who, two of every kind, it probably flew in space too. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. The ark measurements are in Genesis. Noah was educated in Egyptian math, not Hebrew. Okay. Wow. 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 I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. I think over the years I've been here. I've been seeing lots of conspiracy when it comes to if the ark even existed and how it's unreasonable. You know. Richard, how are you doing, Richard? Good to see you. How are you doing? Are you off of work? I think you said you would get off work at 5. Is it already 5? Kanatam says, Enha, wormhole capabilities. God is, there is evidence for the flood all over the earth. Okay. All over the earth. Okay. I would like to hear more about that. The ark could travel in time. The ark could travel in time. That's interesting. That's interesting. Still working is 3:50, not quite 5. Wow. So it's, uh, let's start counting. One more hour. Yeah, 1 hour 10 minutes. Okay. But wow, hopefully you're enjoying your day at work. Okay, let's do this. Things that used to be normal but now feel bizarre. Mm, the ark just flew over my house. Okay. Richard says, I always enjoy my time at work. I detail cars for my Mercedes Benz. Ooh, that's a good work. You do. If I did that work, I think I would want to get myself a Mercedes. But wow, that's a good work. So you enjoy. You don't usually like, oh, I want to go home. You don't spend the whole day thinking you want to go home. That's quite interesting. I love what I do. Okay, that's good. I think that's good. Uh, Things that used to be normal but now feel bizarre. God is in control. It's mollusk, fish, nautilus shells on the highest mountains tops around the earth. There's overwhelming evidence of biblical history. One boy search up. Let's have Expedition Bible on YouTube later. Okay, I will. The ark just flew over my house. I think you're trying to be funny. It's not even really work. Okay. But see, I think enjoying your work is a beautiful thing. I don't think many people get to enjoy what they do. You just do it because, you know, what else are you gonna do? Um, Meaning good forces of those sea creatures on mountaintops. Those two sources I gave you go very deep into biblical history on archaeology. Okay, I'm a research about that. Richard says I get paid to clean inside and outside, and eh, eh, I gas the cars up. Oh, clean the inside and the outside, and that's it. Wow. That sounds more like a business, rather than employment. I enjoy going home every day smelling like Mercedes fresh car. Okay, I think I would also enjoy that type of work. Okay, let me know how many of you enjoy your the work that you do. Okay, like because I feel like I think most of us in this human life we will mostly spend most of our lives until maybe we are 60 or something doing things that we don't like. The app owes me $20 for knocking down my antennas. Oh, Richard, I used to do that. It's satisfying cleaning a car. But I think only a man would say that. You know, men are the ones, you guys are so much into cars, trucks, okay, car detailing. You know, I don't think women are into all of that. But maybe there is. Maybe women in the US are into all of that. No, what the ark is resting in the Arat Mountains in Turkey. You must be high, okay? And is that a tourist site? Okay. Honestly, I would like to go and see the ark, to be really honest. Okay. What was the question? I think there's a question. There was a question here. Okay, things that used to be normal but now feel bizarre. Lots of them. Let me hear you guys says. But when you join into the live stream, guys, say hi. Like to know where you're watching from. You know, whenever I'm on time, people usually like take time to join. But whenever I'm late, maybe I should always be late. I don't. Maybe I should always be late. What do y'all think? Things that used to be normal but now feel bizarre. No, they keep it off limits, but it's there, and videos of researchers scanning it. It's 90% underground, just the edges stuck out. Wow. Okay. How do they know it's the arc? Although I research. Wow. Have a nail in my eye. Although I'll make sure that I watch the video that you just said, but like it's just interesting how they find that out. Okay. Okay. Okay, you know this is Apollo 11 moon landing. What is that? Have your alarm sound like a screaming goat or baby crying. I think this is a silly one, but here we go. What used to be no but now feels bizarre is looking at a phone book. Wow. Okay, let me hear yours. Phone book, phone book. Okay, we had those little phones here, like it had a phone book. Okay, is that what you're describing? Because I think we might be talking about different things. Okay, what used to be normal, but now feels completely bizarre. I think, people used to not be so sensitive. You know, you could say your opinions. You could say, okay, you could say what you think about. These days you can almost not call people by, my name could be Wamboy, but if I tell you my name is Kevin, you're supposed to call me Kevin. uh God is in contacts. Yeah, like a phone address book for contacts. Now it's all on our smartphones. Yes, I think. Yeah. Also, something else that used to be normal but now is completely bizarre. Not having a phone, not owning a phone. Like right now, if you don't own a phone, are you even serious with life? Yeah, not owning a phone. I think phones, they were just like, I think, especially out here, only the rich or people who are doing well at least had at least a little bit of phones. But I think even out here right now, almost everybody have a phone. Uh so it used to be normal to be without a phone, but right now it's like you're missing out or something. Let me know what are some of the things, and maybe this is a question that can help us look at different times and seasons. Uh let's say for those who are in their 60s, there are things that used to be normal to your generation that right now feels completely like, oh. 70s, God is in control. Yeah, that's crazy talk. Mental illness is all over, especially Europe and some part of my country. Actually, you know what? Before we started the live stream, I was thinking about, because right now I have Dr. Phil on. Oh, there's this episode that I'm watching here. This guy, he's Asian American. Okay, he's American, and the lady is also American, but Caucasian Mexican. Okay, so this guy is banning her from opening a bank account. Like she's not allowed to have a bank or bank account. Okay, and he's livid because this woman wants to have a bank account. Okay, and I was just sitting here thinking, I think and I love watching the crime documentaries, police chase. I was just sitting here thinking, I think some Americans are just psychopaths. Oh, there's a mental problem out there, because how can somebody think that way? And the type of things that they're saying, you know, it's good to call out things for what they are. Okay, to be brutally honest, I think that's something that you cannot be. Yeah, you can, in the US you can't even say so. Out here you can tell somebody, oh my god, you've gained weight, you've lost weight. But I realize real quick, when you're dealing with Americans or Europeans, you can't say that. Yeah, I watch a lot of that to crime stuff, but boy, what you're talking about, rare cases. Okay, I know, because I usually watch like 5 videos of those crimes. I don't know, 911 calls and all of that. I can spend the whole day watching that. But honestly, this is a rare one. Okay, he just doesn't want her to be independent. No, no bank account unless he gives her the permission. Okay, and I think that's crazy to even begin with. I think that's crazy. Okay, we have like a silly one here. Not a silly, a little bit daft one. Have your alarm sound like a screaming goat, or a baby crying? Well, in Texas, yes, we do. We call it out, but liberal states you can still, but might cancelled, which nobody cares about. Okay. Yeah, something else, especially with social media, people with huge following, they're scared of talking their truth or what they really think, because they're gonna get cancelled. People are gonna threaten to, like, oh my god, you're gonna stop watching you. Who cares? Okay, but I think it's easy for me to say that because I don't don't benefit from this. I just do it because I'm trying to build something. I think it's easy for me to say, who cares if I get cancelled or whatever, none of my business. Kitty Waffen, hi, good to see you. Oh my god, it's been such a long time before I saw you on the channel. How are you doing? God is in control. Says, yeah, for that bank situations, that sounds like a nut job. Everyone here I know are kind. Okay. Yeah, but I think the main problem is this guy really underestimates his woman. I think that's the main problem here. He really underestimates his woman. And I think you can be married to somebody that you hate, and then you resent them because you can't get rid of them quick enough. And I don't care about it either. We don't like males dressing like females. It's gross and not normal. Okay, Kitty says, I dress like a girl. You had to jump on that one. What are you wearing right now, Kitty? Because you dressed like a girl. Okay. But I see people who have who have created even a platform, like a social media platform, by cross dressing. Okay, so it doesn't mean that they want to be that gender, but they just do cross dressing. Lots of people creating content as cross dressers, or acting as women while they are men, or acting as men while they are women. But I think this is more common with men. I like pink. You like pink? Okay. Kitty sounds like a female handle. Okay, I think he's male. I think he said that he's male before. Ah, okay. Yeah. Do you guys think that it's possible to is it possible to, like, because for example, like this situation, I honestly believe that this guy I don't think that's his belief when it comes to how women are supposed to be treated, or it's just how he thinks his woman is supposed, the woman that he is with right now. Okay, can that be as a result of resentment, or what causes things like that? And those joining in, my name is Omboy. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we're just here hanging out, of course. We do some random conversation. I'm male, but okay, let me wait until it shows up on my phone. I'm male, but I am connected with my feminine self. Wow. You're male, but you're connected with your feminine self. How is that? Okay. Honestly, I really want to connect with my masculine self. Yeah, weird situation. Who knows what kind of demons they got attached them. You from Europe, Kitty? He's from UK. Okay, you want to connect with your feminine self. Okay, I honestly, there's a time that I was thinking about starting taking testosterone, but this is out of curiosity. Nothing. I like being a female. Okay, rest my case. Why? Okay, there's a time that I was really curious. I just wanted to, like, I don't know, maybe try out these hormones, the testosterone, and see how I would look as a male. But then I think that's just a thought that crosses your mind once in a while, and then you never think about it again. Yeah, but there's a time that I was thinking about, but admittedly, around that time I was watching lots of content. That's strange. Okay, it's very but only admittedly, I was watching lots of cross dressers, or maybe I was scrolling and I would come across somebody doing something like that, or like they are female, but they have just started hormones, and it would help them to have their periods disappear. Okay. Who doesn't want that? I pretend to be a flower sometimes. Yeah, right. Okay, things that used to be normal but now feel bizarre. Yeah. Okay, I think men being men and women being women, it used to be normal, but woo, right now we are all over. Yeah, but isn't that the same like when I wanted to be a bad girl because I felt that was what was like, that's what boys at the time wanted, you know. I think you can be into different things uh for different reasons. Okay, let's see, let's get into the serious questions. um Serious questions. um okay, most mass shootings here are gender confused. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought most of them are done by males. Okay, but it's just an assumption. You know, I fear, I fear. Honestly, I usually feel like saying something that is not politically correct sometimes. Ezra says, I don't need alarm to wake up in the morning. Wow, you don't go to a job? How are you doing, Ezra? You don't go to a job? You don't need an alarm? Having alarms sound like a screaming goat or a baby crying. Okay. Yeah. I think in the US they have different. Okay, of course you have the alarm that wakes you up, but you have the alarm that to protect your home. Okay. Anytime somebody is trying to come in, it sounds meh meh. Uh, huh? Which one is better? Uh, Trans community. Okay. Wow. I didn't know that. I'm gonna do some research about that. Alarms are annoying. You just wake up by yourself. Can you wake up actually without an alarm? In the morning, I don't think I can. Okay, I don't have an alarm to wake me up because I usually live stream these days, especially until like let's say 2 a.m. 2 a.m. in the morning, and then I'm waking up. So I just allow myself to sleep until whenever, you know. But without that, I don't think if I want to go anywhere, I definitely need an alarm. Okay. Sultan, your hair is. Do you mean your hair is chopped or what? What do you mean? The biggest community for depression and. Oh, you're trying not to get. Oh, you're trying not to get trans community, the biggest community for depression and. Oh, you're trying not to have the comment hidden. Kitty says the ones who hate gays and trans are so attracted to them. Oh, okay. That's your unpopular opinion for today. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I honestly I don't know why I keep making myself watch stuff that are literally the extreme. I watched one. The guy started acting weird. So he was married with I think the 2 or 3 children, okay? And then he started acting weird and eventually said, "You know what? When the woman realized, or the woman was like, you know, you've really changed, okay?" And he just said that he wanted a divorce because he had fallen in love with another guy. But it makes me wonder. Kenny says, my alarm clock is Jesus. He wakes me up. Jesus wakes you up. You know, let's stop overdoing with the Jesus. But I don't think okay, Jesus wakes you up, or God wakes you up. That's why you have life, okay? But no way. You wake up because maybe you've slept enough, or maybe you're used to waking up at a particular hour. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. and go out at 8 a.m. Okay. Can you wake up without the alarm? Like, can you wake up at that specific hour every day? Holy's music says like bored. Like bored. Uh, how are you doing? Okay. Ah, what the heck? Since touching my feminine self, I feel so powerful. Okay. So powerful. Okay. You know what? I don't think it's my place to like say to judge people, but I know I know, like I would like to see. Okay, but just saying. Okay, I've always been curious how I would look like as a male. So Not to mention, you can use the hormones. Actually, do you know you can use the male hormones to get rid of the female symptoms? The brain has a natural way of detecting sleep time and wake up time. Okay, but that is if you are regular. Yes, ma'am. Jesus wakes me if I'm late for something. It's his doing. He never makes mistake. Oh my God. Okay, maybe your wife. I think your wife wakes you up, and you want to say that's Jesus. You know, why do we have to go overboard? And I think that's what makes us question if there's God, because people who are believers, you like to go overboard with it. You know, oh, that this that. Why? Can we just hold up? Can we just? I don't think you know. Idiot. This idiot sometimes nonsense. Kenny, okay, I think I read that. God is in control since being masculine. Since being masculine, being a man, how God made it feels. It feels powerful. How about that for for a popular opinion, and billions would agree with me. Since being masculine, okay, you're continuing with the. Okay, I need to read the other comments that you wrote. Transformation is the biggest community. And since being masculine, being a man, how God made it feels powerful. How about that? Okay. Oh, being a man, how God made you is more. It feels more powerful. Okay. How about that for popular opinion? Okay. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Okay, see, because I've never tested the male version of myself, so I don't know. Maybe that would feel better. But I think you can. I think you can use that. For example, like the way I said that maybe I would want to see or hear how my masculine version of myself would be. But also, you can use things like that to get rid of some symptoms if you don't like. Kitty says, oh God, wow, that was not censored. That was not censored. You typed that, and that was not censored. That's surprising. YouTube hates real talk. I always get censored. Okay. Now, you don't need to be completely brutal, or maybe there's words that they don't want. I don't know. Okay. And see, Kitty wrote that and that went through. Wow. Surprise. Uh, things that used to be no but now feel bizarre. You can say that, but not. Uh-huh. They are only two chromosomes. Okay. Male and female. Okay. Wow. Isn't that annoying that you have to type like that so that your thoughts can go through? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My name is Womboy. Let me know how you're doing. Kitty says it's not about sex, just energies. You guys don't get it. Okay, but I think I get it, Kitty. I think I get it. Okay. I think I get it. The energy, as I said. Okay, you can use the male energy to get rid of this female symptoms, and there are people who have used that if like you just know you are not interested maybe in having children and all of that, you can use the whatever to get rid of the symptoms. Yeah, I think that's what was making me feel interested. Is like, and then whenever you want it back, you can just discontinue the what are they called, those things that people usually take. Anyway, Kitty says it's all one energy. Just people call it feminine when it's all one energy of love. Okay. Oh, so it's the feminine energy is an energy of love. Okay. Mm. Okay. God is in ketosis. Yes, it's the world we live in, where everyone in first world countries have an easy life, so they create problems for themselves. When you go against natural order, it's never good. Okay, yeah. The truth is, out here, I don't think people even have that money to even. You do you know the amount of money that people spend on like transitioning? You know, they spend they spend hundred, if not thousands of dollars. Okay, to to achieve that. You know, I don't think people in that world countries, that's why it's very late. I think out here is just maybe 1%, and the 1% are the people who have money, I think. Yeah, it's just we just cannot afford, we cannot afford. Tuefika, how are you doing? Says evening, Womboy. Evening to you. Kitty is deceived. Masculine energy is evil and destructive. Wow. Oh wow, that, you know what? Let's do that question. That is a question. Do you all think that masculine energy is evil and destructive? How is it evil and destructive? God is in ketosis. Yeah, and after that transition, it's always pain and regret. Okay, I think for those who especially go, okay, you see, no, there's some people who just transition with the hormones. You just transition with the hormones, no major changes, just the hormones. Okay, you don't maybe have a, okay, like for example, as a female transitioning to male, so there's now all of those things or whatever, shutting down your whatever, you know, but I don't know if they always feel pain and regret, because most of them says that it's the best decision they made. Tuefika says, you look fabulous. Thank you so much. And guys, like the live stream if you're in the live stream. See, if when you don't like the live stream, guys, people don't join in because YouTube does not play the video. But I know you only have one like. Anyway, I'm just saying. And the mentally ill people ever, most mentally ill. Feminine energy is the only true energy. Masculine energy is just about destruction. Okay. 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 Tell me more about it. Honestly. Okay, and I like being feminine, or I like being female, because I think the feminine energy is good for women, because we are the ones who nurture homes and all that type of stuff. But how is the masculine energy destructive? How is the masculine energy maybe destructive? Okay, I don't think so. Like today somebody asked me, do I think men are okay? Do I think do I think men are smarter than women? I said no, but I said I think men are stronger physically. I think men are stronger physically than women. That's what I said. Okay, so I don't think what am I saying? So I don't think men are smarter than women, but I think men are stronger physically than women. And that's how we are created to be, you know. So that masculine energy, maybe that's what results to the strength that I'm talking about that men have. That we also have as women, but our type of energy is different. God is in ketosis. Demons and Satan love confusing. Ones who are like that are spiritually dead. Satan's job is to kill, steal, and destroy. God made woman to be feminine. Males are made to be masculine. Well, that's a vague statement. Some men are smarter than vice. I think you meant to say some women are smarter than men, vice versa. Okay. Okay, no, okay. I said when it comes to if men are smarter than women, I said I don't think so. I don't think men are smarter than women, okay? And I don't think women are smarter than men. I just think it varies from one individual to another, you know. Bob says, how are you doing, Bob? Good to see you. Masculine energy is not destruction. I disagree. Okay, why? Actually, that's a statement that Kitty is making. Like, masculine energy is destructive. Mark, how are you doing, Mark? Once upon a time, the end. How have you been doing, Mark? Good to see you. Tumefika says, masculinity is completeness for a man. Okay, if you're not masculine, you're not a man. Okay, ignore them. Kitty says looking after someone and putting hard work is not masculine, that's feminine. Looking after someone and putting hard work is not masculine, that's feminine. You mean how men provide in relationships, or in they provide to their families? Mm-hmm. Without masculine, men's civilization doesn't go on. Okay. Mark says, I don't have alarm clock. I wake naturally. Really? Are you sure? But do you sleep at the same time every day? Okay. How about if you forget to wake up, or you oversleep? Imagine a feminine man. Yeah, I cannot imagine. Masculinity have caused millions of deaths in war. Okay. You think if it was females, the wars that we have would not happen? No, body clock. Body clock. Ah! Okay. Okay, okay, do you mind elaborating which body clock, Mark? Yeah, the world is filled with feminine men nowadays. Okay. Oh God. Kitty is saying that the masculinity is destructive. It's not a good type of energy. Jesus was a feminine man. How? Jesus was a feminine man. Let me know for the men in the chat. Have you ever wanted to experience being female? Okay, not in a bad way. I'm just asking because it seems like, personally, I've wondered. Okay, I have wondered how I would be as a male, but just wondering. Nothing more than that, but just wondering. Okay. But see, that's why I believe that, like, this conversation about whatever we are talking about right now should not be introduced to women. Not to women, to children. Okay, this conversation should not be had with children, because the reason why I even started thinking about that is because I started seeing people talk. Okay, I started seeing people who have transitioned, and I started thinking, what would it be like if I transition? So you know, so I believe actually raising children in these circumstances can alter how the children think about being male or female, you know. Without mother hen, what is born? That's right, nothing. Okay, but without the cock, okay, without the, what is it called? The male. What is the what is another name apart from that one? But without the male, whatever, the chicken is okay. We will not have a chick. Okay, yes, the egg will be laid. The egg will be laid even without the rooster. Okay, that's the word that I was looking for. The egg will be laid without the rooster, but will we have some chicks born? I don't think so. No, I think no. I actually am a farmer and I own some chickens, so I know for sure. Whoever go and learn correctly what is masculinity. Okay, what is masculinity? Okay. What is masculinity, guys? Honestly, I think we don't usually define. I think we assume that these things are natural to everybody and everybody should know. But maybe, what is masculinity to begin with? Masculinity has caused peace and freedom for millions. Masculinity is a good leader and king, but dictatorship, deception, socialism has killed millions. Real masculinity, the man pure himself last and takes care of others first on leadership. Jesus was the most masculine man ever to exist. Okay, search go. Okay, wow. Oh. Yeah, Kitty says, okay, God is in control says that Jesus was the most masculine man ever to exist. Okay, you know what? I I don't know. Am I feminine? am I feminine? Because honestly, I think I do have lots of male in my circle, but I like to be. I like to believe that I'm a little bit masculine. Jesus had long hair and was soft spoken, like Michael Jackson. Okay, but does that make him feminine? Yeah, only on my channel we talk about random stuff. Imagine a masculine woman. Okay, I believe. Okay, I don't know if I am. Do you all think that I am? Wow. Yeah, like Michael, because you don't know if he's black or white. We know for sure he's black. Okay. Wow. Nowhere in the Bible say Jesus had long hair. He was not soft spoken. It's funny when people talk on something they know nothing about, like Kitty. Okay. Kitty, are you just trying to debate or do you actually believe this stuff? Okay. Jesus was not black. I didn't say he was. I didn't say Jesus was black. I didn't say Jesus was black. Okay, let's do some silly one here. Okay. This is a really silly one. Uh, being masculine is gay. Oh wow. Okay. I mean, I think now you're taking it overboard. Yeah, it's just weird when the roles are mixed. Like, wanna be masculine woman or feminine man. Feminine men, strange vibes and lost soul. Okay, hope I don't end up becoming one. What? How would you feel? How do you? But actually, how do you feel about me saying that I've been curious, what it would be like to be, for me. Okay, maybe curious of the masculine version of myself. Because it's two masculine can't exist together. Check the lion and learn, okay? But no, two men are loving each other these days. It is perfectly normal. Actually, this one that I normally watch, like they just live together and they have a clean house. uh Kiri says, no, you don't understand masculine energy. It's destruction. The feminine energy is creation. Okay. You might as well just leave it at that, maybe. I'd ask you, Wamboi, what triggered that thought in the first place? I think I think I'm not willing to admit what triggered the thought, but basically I think I was feeling furious. There was somebody that I really wanted to seek revenge. Okay. And I felt like as the masculine version of myself, because I know me and I am not to be walked all over. Okay. I can say words. Okay. I can say words. Okay. But I felt like as a man, I would be able to fight back. Yeah, but also maybe also watching people transition and they become this male, and I feel like maybe they can stand up for themselves even more. I think that's the thing. How many chickens do you think you can fight at once? That's really silly. Kitty says men get walked over the most in society. Really? Okay. Really? Yeah, no, I pretty much I think at that time in my life I was also younger. I was also younger. Things were happening I couldn't control. Things were happening at home and away. I couldn't control, but I was just feeling. I was just a sad. I was just a sad child. You know, I wish I could be able to maybe stand up more, but I know that was not my place as a kid. I needed to feel protected. I needed to feel all of that. But yeah, there it is. You see, confusion and feelings are never good to run on, like not making a decision when angry. Good news is Jesus can save and forgive anything if you want the change. Okay. The thing is like I've always been a believer, right? But it doesn't stop you from being human and maybe sometimes thinking. Okay. But the saddest part is like maybe the people who are offending you and triggering these thoughts are also believers, maybe. Okay. Okay, not saying you specifically, but people. Okay, okay. Uh, yeah. So of course, I do believe that all of these people they have a reason, or they have something that is triggering them to become what they want. You know. How many chickens do you think you can fight at once? Ah, okay. You know, like I think we can use that to like cool off the situation. Jesus won't save you, save yourself. Okay. How can you save yourself, Kitty? Zero, I don't want to hurt a chicken. There's nothing wrong with thinking or questioning things. Even King David wrote in Psalms to question why you love God, to speak yourself approved. Okay. Yeah, no, like questioning. Actually, I think questioning. Even we have this channel right here, or like we talk about the random stuff. I don't think other people talk about this on their live streams, okay? But we talk about this because this reflects my questioning or the questions. I think I have questions for everything. So I don't necessarily think questioning is a bad thing. Uh, so, but maybe what might result to be a bad thing is what do you do after questioning? I can go mad and grave yet Jesus loves me. Maybe you can ask for forgiveness. I think that's what we are told. You can't save yourself. We all die one day and nobody can change that. Your soul drives your body. We are temporarily attached to. Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. For those of you who are just joining the live stream, like the live stream, if you don't mind, that is yep. How many chickens do I think I can fight at once? ah, I don't think honestly. To be really honest, you might think that you can do 10 chickens at once, but they're pretty strategic. Okay, actually, one rooster can beat the crap out of you. Actually, when you find like a rooster that usually fight, very dangerous. That's called shallow conversations. Christians believe that Jesus will come back and enslave the world. And enslave the world. I have not read the Bible so much, but I think I have never heard that part. He won't love you, but you can be forgiven for that. You can't hide your heart, motive, and thoughts from God. Okay. So even though you get forgiven for doing that, you can't hide your heart. Okay. It's a relationship, not a religion. Okay, relationship with God. Yeah. Do you go to church? God is in control. It's like I know, like for example, like me personally, I have told you guys before I do not go to church. Not in a bad way, but it's just like I just don't go because the negatives were outweighing the positives. He will rule as king and force everyone to follow his religion. Uh, it is true in the Bible. Jesus will come back and rule for 1,000 years. 1,000? Wow. Yeah, but at least you and I will not be here. I could fight off until I ran out of, then use my sword, then after that, my hands. I could fight off until I ran off, then use my sword, then after that, my hands. Wow, I don't understand. Why did I just do that? No, I do not. I watch a couple good pastors on YouTube pray and read at home with wife. Okay, okay. I think that one I can follow, because I think most people. Sorry for saying this, but most people who are Bible thumpers are people who maybe usually go to church, and like, when, I have told people here, like, I do not go to church and I don't see myself ever going, because churches have just become a place of business. It's literally a place of business. Okay, and then when you say that, uh you'll hear about it. Oh no, you should go to the house of the Lord. I think the church is somebody's heart. Anything Kitty says about the Bible from here on out, ignore it. Pure stupidity and ignorance. Ah, God. Okay. Tell me something you realize embarrassingly late. Okay, let me type that. Yeah, I need to join your church, Kitty, so that I can know where you're getting all of this from. Religion sucks. I hate religious people. Okay. Like I said, I have gone down this path. Actually, let me tell you, here in Africa, there's extremists. Okay, have you ever seen extremists when it comes to religion? If you think you've met extremists, come out here. People are literally extremists. It's like they can't even get 3 words out of their mouth without, you know extremist. And it's like they're just trying to shove this religion down your throat. Okay, I don't know if you would survive out here, because people here, I think religion came here in the wrong way, especially the fact that Christianity was forced down Africans' throats. Okay, but I think people take religion more seriously out here, and to the extent of even forgetting themselves, to the extent of being taken advantage of by preachers and pastors. So that's all I can say, I think. Uh, Mark and Spencer says the Bible says Kitty is a nutcase. Okay, where are you watching me from, Mark? God is in contention. No, I meant fighting off chickens. I grew up around a farm. I loved it. The roosters are very aggressive. They can really stab your legs. Okay. I have come across roosters that are really very bad. Okay. Kitty says, sorry, I hate preaching people. Okay. Tiger says, go to the house of the Lord and repent. The world is coming to an end. God is in control. Says, Kitty, you are a really confused person who needs help. What kind of trauma did you go through? Okay. Maybe, but I think one of the things that people who have questions, because I've been there before, to be really honest. Okay, I have done a path of like decentering religion, because I think it was just taking a toll, everything is about this and that. So it's like all about breaking down everything, that all the negative things about the religion, and maybe starting from a clean slate, you know. But I don't know. Okay, tell me something you realize embarrassingly late about. There's something about money, something about people, something about your body, something about school, something about adulthood, and something about your family. But we will do something about people. Tell me something you realize embarrassingly late about people. Okay, I'm just reading all of this stuff here, and I'm like, wow. I should really enroll to become a therapist, to be really honest. I think and then I can start charging you guys for therapy sessions. I think you all need me. Jesus never forced anyone to do anything. A loving God wouldn't force you to love him. It's not his loss, it's our loss. And also, boy, please, people can twist scripture for their own agendas. Yeah, I know. For example, when it comes to colonization, okay, the Bible and whatever, it was twisted. It was twisted to like manipulate Africans, okay, and to force them into believing or into becoming Christians. You know, uh, the religion was they were punished if they didn't become Christians, you know, which I don't think is a good way to tell somebody about the word of God, okay? Because already they had systems going on, they had their own religions, they had their own things that they believed in, okay? And somebody to come from nowhere and start forcing their religion to them is really wrong, in my opinion. And those people who twisted the scripture or forced things on people will be held accountable on judgment day. We all pass away one day. Okay, I hope so. Hope so, because I feel like that's really wrong. And I think that's why most Africans are um, walking away from maybe even Islam, Christianity, because all these religions were not ours to begin with, and they were not brought to us in the name of peace. Okay, so are we wrong for feeling that this can be some type of like foreign gods that were brought to us and forced to us, you know? Judgment day is every day. God is in control. Well, some parts were forced. That's not good, and also not what Jesus taught. Okay, Jewish gods. Yeah, I think. Okay, maybe those who did that, of course, they're already gone. But I think people have never taken the accountability to see how Christianity was brought to Africa, even Islam, maybe. Uh, Jewish gods. Okay, okay. Um, tell me something you realize embarrassingly late about people. But we have a couple of things here about money, about people, about school, about adulthood, about family. He's God of all the other. He's God of all the other. He was a dark-skinned man from the I think Middle East. Ezra says, I don't see the benefits of being a Christian or Muslim. Okay, who do you subscribe to? What school of thought, or when it comes to belief system, what do you subscribe to? Okay. And I think this is, and it's very sad. Also, the other part that's really sad is like this religion was brought to us by Europeans, and then you guys brought the religion to us, and then you abandoned it. Okay, why? Why would you teach me something and then you stop doing it? Was it a good thing even in the first place? I believe in reincarnation. Oh, so are you Buddhist? Trust me, Ezra, there is no benefit at all not knowing Christ. Okay. Oh, are you Buddhist, Kitty? I would like to hear more about the reincarnation, not just a fact of nature. Okay, just a fact of nature. Tell me more. Honestly, I would like to hear more about that. You know, I've always been curious about. Actually, there's a time that I was really, I don't know what happened, and I stopped watching the videos. I was so much into it. I really wanted to know evidence for God being dark skinned. Okay, God is in consciousness. Who, me? You're saying you guys brought it to us. No, not you. No, Europeans in the chat. I think there's lots of Europeans here. No, no, I'm just talking about okay. No, I think Europeans, I think is it Italians? Yes, Italians and all of those people who started the Catholic. Real time says evidence for God being dark skinned. I don't think he said God being. I don't think he said God is dark skinned. Uh, he said Jesus is dark skinned. Kitty says if you live life as if you were to be as if you were to be reincarnated, wouldn't you be kinder to others, to other lives? Okay. If you were to come back, I can see why you would be. Okay, we are just going to allow this kind of claim to go unchecked, people. Okay, no, God is in control. I think he says that Jesus is Middle Eastern. He's a dark-skinned Middle Eastern man. And I think I've heard people say that Jesus was a dark-skinned man. He was black. Actually, I've seen black people say that Jesus was black, but I don't I don't think so. I think people say that so that they can feel like they belong more. Kitty says, therefore, if it's the kinda better way to live, then it must be true. Okay, kind of better way to live, it must be true. You believe? Do you also believe in karma? You believe in karma? Okay. I think it's good even when you believe in God. I think it's also good to maybe believe in karma, because you wouldn't do things to people that you don't want them to be done back to you. Here's the thing: no other religious person claimed to be the Son of God, came down, incarnate a human male, to be slain by his own creation out of love for humanity. John 3:16 from his throne. Okay. John 3:16, for God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whoever believed in him may not perish but will have everlasting life. Ooh. Where are you reading from? Which version is this? Is this good news or what? Oh, you believe in karma? Do you guys believe in karma actually? Okay, let me write here. Let me write here. Is karma real? Ooh, the comment is not coming up. Okay. Okay. You know, I would like to know which version you, because I know John's 3:16 by head. We were taught in school. For God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whoever believed in him may not perish but will have everlasting life. Real time Intel says great, so we can agree he's making things up. Okay, so is Jesus Middle Eastern? Is he black or what? Because growing up, this is one of the things that also disconnects me from Christianity, right? Growing up, I always believed that Mary, the mother of God, is a white person, and Jesus is a white person also. Okay, so and then I'm like, if this is a representation of what this is supposed to be like, where are we as black people in this? Okay, where am I as a black African woman in this religion? You know, but it's just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud, I think. Uh, Snow Bear says Jesus was a Levantine Jew. He was light brown with likely light to medium brown hair. Wow. So not black. So he was like he okay. What was he most likely to look like? Black, Middle Eastern, or white? What was he most likely to look like? Okay. Now tell me anyone who else sacrificed so much out of love. Talk about being humble, right? Okay. Sada, how are you doing, Sada? Good to see you. Welcome back. Real Time says the Bible never mentions his appearance other than his implied unremarkability. Therefore, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. Do you believe? Are you a Christian? If you don't mind, I think you can only. Oh, and for those in the chat, you can only participate if you want to. With the conversation, I think it's a sensitive topic, but it's like if we don't talk about it, nobody will. God is in control says karma ideology came from the Bible. It's a spin off of the original. Do unto others as they would to Jesus. That also you reap what you sow. Okay. So karma is also a Christian ideology. Okay. Real Time says anyone making any claim is a liar. Okay, tell us, what do you think? Okay, if you, so that we can know what are they lying about exactly. Okay. Sada says, well, Bible says that Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judah. This is in the Levant region or Middle East. He spoke Aramaic and Hebrew with Semitic languages. Okay, interesting. God is influences. No. Actually, there's many Africans in the Bible. Also, Jesus was a dark-skinned man, not white like paintings. See, the paintings and the what are they called? These things that they hang in a Catholic church at the front. What do you call those? Are those sculptures? What are they? The ones that they hang right there with Jesus on the cross, with Mary. Let's say Mary, like pray for us. All of these things, even on the rosary. Okay, these are people with straight hair. Okay, so it got you wondering, like, where do we and I don't think there's a representation of black people in the Bible, and that's the same thing even in the Quran. Okay, maybe I don't know. Moses of the Old Testament married an Ethiopian woman. Kind Solomon's wife was from Africa. Really? Where does it say that? I have never heard that. That's the first time that I've ever heard that. Snowball says ultimately is not relevant. Even if he's a black skull with purple dots. He's God in flesh and still love him forever. Okay. The man who helped Jesus carry his cross was black African. Wow. How do you know that? How do you know he was black African? Real Time says, control, you are making things up. In what Bible verse or source is he described as a black-skinned nun? Sada says, no, karma is a concept in Hinduism and Buddhism. Do you believe it? Okay, because to be really honest, if you would ask me, I would say that I honestly believe in karma. I think whatever you do to people will be done back to you. Okay, maybe it's the concept about curse and all of that, because I believe you can get a curse by doing wrong things to people, which for me I think it's karma. Not saying that Bob, I can't see Bob's comments. What's going on? I can't honestly, Bob, if you're in the chat, I can see your comments. I don't know what's going on. Not saying that, Bob. I'm saying you can connect the dots and say who people look like that. at the time of Jesus, definitely not blue-eyed Europeans. Okay, but that's what we've always been taught. Okay. Why is it that like I cannot see Bob's comments? Kitty says your whole existence relies on if Jesus was black. If he wasn't black, your whole religion falls apart. Me, my whole your whole existence, like if Jesus was black. If he wasn't black, your whole religion falls apart. Wow. So that is, well, to visualize approximately, Jesus might probably have looked like how someone from Syria or Lebanon might have looked like. Not blonde, white skin and blue eyes, which is literally the representation. Real time says, again, making things up. Simon has not describes either. Okay. Kitty says, white people like. White people lived in Africa for thousands of years. God is in control. Says Snow Bear Steve is right. I don't care if Jesus looked like a dark Sudanese man or an Asian midget. He was the Son of God who conquered death. Okay, okay, okay. I think that's a good. I think that's a good one to say. Later, says, stop telling lies when you have no evidence to back it up. It appears as hatred. People are obsessed with color. I respect Jesus for destroying the money lenders. you, you guys, you just wake up to crack me up every day, okay? One boy, that's why the Bible says, don't follow man's ideology and traditions. You must read it and pray yourself. Mankind twist it for their own ideas. And that's exactly what I've been talking about. I don't think, especially even out here, you know, people out here are so greedy for money, for the money, okay? So they will preach anything if that means that you're going to donate to them, or you're going to offer, you know, you're going to do all of these things as an offering, as all of these things, okay? So I don't think out here we are getting the real deal, or I don't think we're being preached the right things, you know. Yes, you're twisting it by telling us he was of African appearance. You were never taught the things I've said because they chose not to teach it. Okay. And maybe I believe it. There's a part of me that believes it, because the type of things that people be saying out here in churches just so that you can give a huge sum of offerings, the type of threats that you will hear, okay? Oh, unto thou who does not make an offering to the Lord. Oh, unto thou. And when you listen at it, they even actually out here, let me tell you, out here there's even prophets who have been known for like looking for people and telling them to pretend that they have disabilities, okay? And then what they will do is like they will bring these people, huge groups of people, like 5 or 10 or whatever, in wheelchairs, okay? And then these prophets, they will pray for them, they will pray for hours, okay? And then these people randomly just start walking, okay? But you know what, these people are not disabled in the first place. These are people who have been paid to create a scene. Can you imagine that? Because the truth is, if they were really healing, they are supposed to go to the hospital and heal the people who are in there, okay? If they were healing diseases like HIV, they're supposed to heal all of these people before they passed away. Sada says, I think many cultures depict Jesus based on their own culture because it makes them more relatable. But it doesn't depend on personal taste, it's based on the religion he was born. But the truth is, for us black people, we cannot be able to depict Jesus to our own. Okay, we can, but we only see Jesus as a white person, okay? Because I don't think that have been made clear for a long time. Like, we can be able to fit him into our, you know, like seeing him as a person who looks like me. If Jesus was black, then Africans would probably kill him. So yeah, I think Jesus was black. Why would you say that? Africans would probably kill him. Why? Lord. Real time says maybe because they are not sure. God is in control says who is telling he was African by appearance. Listen, it doesn't matter what he looked like. Okay? Wow. Bible says don't make any false or grave images, painting art and so on. Salvation and treating others with love is what matters, following him doing what's right. I think I can agree with that. It's like maybe do the right thing. I don't know. Yes, it doesn't matter what he looks like, so no need to mention color. His church was built in Europe. Yes, but it's open conversation real time. Nothing wrong with speculation of what he looked like, but we don't know until we see him. Yeah, one thing we are not we will never do here is like shut people off. No, we can say anything right here. You know, this is like, so we can literally say anything. If you don't agree, just argue. You don't agree, but maybe respectfully, if you don't mind. Sada says, yeah, but that's just based on people's perception and their own idea how Jesus was. Okay, Kitty is lost. Kitty, are you talking? I can't see your comments, Kitty. Oh, if Jesus was black, then Africans would probably kill him. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, but that's just based on people's perception and their own idea how Jesus was, okay? Real time says, no, you made a claim with no evidence. Sadat says, I heard there are people in America that think Jesus was American and spoke English. I mean, the Bible itself says where he was from, okay? Yeah, and I think the whole narrative about Jesus being black also, I have heard that it's mostly common. I think black. I don't know where the black Americans got that from, but I have heard like 3 black Americans say that, like Jesus was a black man. Maybe so that you can feel like you're fitting in more. I don't know. The Ark Ministry says, are you referring to the concept of karma from Hinduism? Not from Hinduism, just generally karma. You know, do you believe in karma? Not in Hinduism. I don't know anything about Hinduism, nor do I know anything about Buddhism. But do you believe in? I do believe in karma. I do believe whatever you do will also happen to you. Okay. Ritem says sad. They believe he reappeared in America. The Mormonism, not Christianity. That's more. Oh, wow. Okay. Snow Bear says, I'm from the US. I have never met anyone who believes that. Oh, really? Okay. Maybe these are things that people say online. I don't know. And if you're watching and you haven't liked the live stream, guys, like the live stream. Or you know what? You can just as well not. There's a lot of stupidity out there that strays far away from what the Bible says and Jesus teaches. It's simple. Get yourself an ESV Bible and read it. Look into the history of the Bible. So, okay. Kitty says, my comments are getting blocked because I critique the money lenders. Okay. Try to refresh. And also, Bob, if you're in the chat, I can't see your comments. Seda says, I think the idea of that Jesus was black was based on some patterns. He was hated by people. He was executed, etc. Wow. Really? Karma is not consistent with Christianity. Oh, it's not consistent with Christianity? But can you just believe that without it having to do anything with being Christian? Kitty says, so that's so true. Okay. The Archministry says the word karma originates from the ancient Sanskrit noun karman, and Sanskrit word karma is very much related to Hinduism. Okay, what does karma mean? Okay, the thing is, do you believe in karma? That's the question. Okay, so the meaning. I think mostly I'm going for the meaning. What does it mean? I don't believe in karma. I believe in original teaching from Jesus. You reap what you sow. You sow greed and evil, you will eventually reap that back. Karma is a twist from that teaching. Oh, okay. But the hatred he received was religion-based, not ethnic-based. Fellow Jewish people hated him for claiming he was the Messiah and that he was the Son of God. All this is mentioned in Bible, okay? So people assume that Jesus was black because of the rejection, maybe similar to what we face as black people. Ah. Okay, Kiri says Hinduism is older than Christianity. So how do you say Hinduism copied it when it was before it? Wow. Okay. Is Hinduism older than Christianity, really? The art ministry says, I'm a Christian apologist who was saved by Jesus' grace and love. I do not believe in karma of Hinduism. Okay. Can you believe in something without it having to be related to something else? And they didn't like it because they thought it's wrong to claim you're the Son of God and that you are the Messiah. The Jews rather see Jesus as a false prophet in their view. Okay. The Ark Ministry, that's awesome. The Ark Ministry. Oh, Christian apologist. Who is a Christian apologist? Who's saved by Jesus' grace and love, and I don't believe in karma of Hinduism, okay? I love apologetics. Who I have never I have never met an apologetic. Who is that? Okay, sorry. Like I have never met apologist. Is it apologetic? Oh, sorry. Apologist. I need to research that. Why no female prophets? My prophet is one boy. Oh God, I don't think I'm a good. I don't think I would be. I would make a good prophet, but at least we would. I would give a chance to everybody here to talk about. God is. Where's half Michael Heiser? Where's half Michael Heiser? Who is that? I just feel like laughing. Okay, those are two good words to start with, one boy. Write it down. Thank me later. Where's half? Okay. It's just like the random stuff that people are saying here. I just really funny. Okay, you guys need to tell me who are apologists. Okay, let me write. Where's half? Okay, Christian. Okay, you guys are funny even when you don't want to be funny. Oh Lord. Okay, the Ark Ministry says, I was born to a Hindu family, so I know Hinduism closely. It does not affirm karma you and I refer to. The karma of Hinduism has to do with reincarnation and getting paid of your previous life sins. Oh, wow. Okay, so no, I'm just saying, like, okay, the karma that I believe in is like whatever you do, okay, let's say you're rude to your parents. When you get children, when you have children, they're gonna be rude to you. That's what I believe in. Oh, it might not happen to you, but it will happen somewhere down the generation, okay? So that's the karma that I'm talking about. Maybe it's like a sort of like a curse thing. So I believe if you take people through pain, you're also gonna go through the pain at some point. So I don't know about the reincarnation stuff, but I think that's good that you said that. That's good that you said that. God is in control says apologetics. Honestly, I still don't know. I see, but you know what? Never mind. I'm going to look about at it later on. Sadar says, I think you cannot have two beliefs at the same time because believe in two ideologies that are different and they clash if you try to mix them. First, I do not know Hinduism, okay, and I don't know Buddhism. So this is just something like, don't you guys believe that whatever you do to others will happen to you? I think this is something that's even taught in Christianity, right? One boy is getting an overload of information and you are so funny at it. It's like, oh my. Kitty says Christian apologies just means they argue with people. Oh, but is that the real meaning? I don't believe you. Is that the real meaning? Not true, Kitty. Is defending our faith and answering questions. Your view is really depressing. Mark, okay, Mark, what do you have to say about all of this? You're just watching closely. No, no comment, no comment. The Alchemist says, yes, I know what you are referring to when you say karma. It's that every action has an equal reaction. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Apologies just mean they refuse to apologize for the horrible stuff in the Bible. You guys tell me, stop misleading me. What does it mean? Okay, you know what? I'm going to research later on because I think you're out to, you know. Yeah. Anything Kitty says, ignore. The activity I can say Kitty Waffen is literally metaphorically wrong. Don't take her meanings. And I think it's his meanings, okay? Control was right. It is defense of religion. Okay, thank you. Defense of religion. I can deal with that. What goes around comes around. Life is a circle. Oh, thank you. Okay, that's exactly what I'm trying. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm trying to mean, guys. It's not like I'm into religions like you are trying to imply. Okay, and why don't we have women in here? Control should defend the claim that God was dark-skinned. Okay, Lord, you guys are almost biting me off because because I'm believing in something else. I'm off again. Pink have things to glue. Oh, okay. Have yourself a good night and good to see you. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for always supporting my channel and for supporting me. Thank you so much. So that is Bible says that there are consequences for our actions, like we reap what we sow. But as for death, it doesn't teach reincarnation. It's just you died, you stop existing. Okay, you stop existing. So there is no life after death. No, I mean not white, real time. Okay. Good. That is. Bible says God is a spirit. I mean, he cannot have a skin color. God is a spirit. Bible says God is a spirit. Wow. Of course, watch my stuff. Yeah, I always do my stuff big. Okay, I always yeah. The videos, they are exciting and all of that. I might not leave comments, but yep, I watch. Real time says Control is reading a different Bible. Control is reading a different Bible. Okay, Mark, bye Mark, good night. God is in consistency. Yeah, Jesus was a man, but now he's a spirit. That's true. Oh, Jesus is a spirit, and we are here about arguing about if he's black or white. Oh wow, God, this man. Okay. Yeah. So John 4:24 says that God is spirit. God is a spirit. Okay. Real time says, what are you trying to get at here? I said he was dark, not pale European. At that time, Judea and Nazareth didn't have Vikings. You get me? Oh my. Oh my God. Listen. I don't think, honestly, when it comes to topics to do with religion and politics, okay, I can talk about religion. I have no problem. Even politics, I can talk about politics. But I think this is literally a topic because so many people like don't want to admit how they really feel like. That's not what you said. Okay. Let it go for F's sake. Hey, go for fuck's sake, not a big deal. Even if he was dark, it doesn't matter. Okay. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. My comments blocked. Refresh, try refreshing. Okay, so try to refresh. Or you know what? If maybe you divide the whatever you want to say into two things. Type the first few words and then the other one. That's why apologists are better to stop people making false claims. Go. Read Genesis 19:31 to 32. Okay, let me read. Actually, you know what? You guys can tell me. I'm gonna read it out loud. Genesis 19:31 to 32. Uh, Genesis 19:31 that recounts Lot's daughter plans to preserve their family line by getting their father drunk and conceiving children with him after destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Wow. In Genesis 19:31-32, the older daughter says to the younger, "Our father is old, and there is no man around here to give us children, as is the custom all over the earth. Let's get our father to drink wine and then sleep with him and preserve our family line through our father." This plan was carried out in a cave where Lot and his daughters had taken refuge after fleeing the destroyed cities. Wow. You mean all this thing about incest was going on? Context. Okay. Passage text says the older daughter says to the younger, "Our father is old and there is no man around here to give us children, as is the custom all over the earth. Let's get our father to drink wine and then sleep with him and preserve our family line through our father." This plan was carried out in a cave where Lot and his daughters had taken refuge after fleeing the destroyed cities. Context. This episode occurs immediately after the catastrophic destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot, his wife, and his two daughters escaped, but Lot's wife was turned into a pillar of salt for disobeying God's command not to look back. Traumatized and isolated, Lot and his daughters were left in a remote cave, perceiving themselves as the only survivors. The daughters feared the extinction of their family line, and believed that conceiving children with their father was the only way to continue it. Wow. Wow. Okay. No, it's the Jews. Okay. So that's it. I mean, yeah, Jesus didn't go around talking about skin color. That's just a fact about him based on the religion he lived. He focused on his message to reach people of all nations. Okay, Sadas but peacefully as an invitation, not through colonization and threats, especially that, but underline. Yeah, exactly, Sadu. He was stern but loving. He simply asked, "Follow me." Yes, that is true. I mean, Cain's son of Adam, when he married his sister. Cain, son of Cain married his sister, but see, his bloodline never got to keep going. We only know negatives about Cain. God is in quotations. Yeah, God allowed certain things to happen because humanity kept messing things up so bad. Also, the city Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed by brimstone fire because it's extreme immorality. Wow. So that's it. But in that time, there was no law about incest and stuff. Abraham and Sarah, they were half siblings. No way. But that was before the law of Moses, because after law of Moses later prohibited married siblings. Okay, but I gotta say this, okay? Uh by reading this, does this not maybe ring a bell to like, okay, let me not say that. I don't think that's appropriate. Kitty says so much cope. Okay. Especially the LGBT type. Oh. Oh my god. I was like LB. Ah, okay, anything not of what God intended. Okay, oh, you're getting excessively creative in making sure the point gets through. Free will has to exist. Yes, free will does exist. A loving God wouldn't force you to love Him. He says, "Follow me." That's all He asks. Okay, wow. But I was gonna say, because there's this assumption, and this is not my thoughts. This is just the assumptions that are out here. There's this assumption there's this assumption that Bible is a fictional book, right? It's a fictional book. There's this assumption that it's a fictional book, right? But also you have to think about when you read about this whole thing about the daughters wanting to get pregnant by their fathers. Okay, we have to look at what group of people have history of like, and I think maybe it's myths and misconception, but it's like this sounds like something that's wild, and I don't think this would have been happening to in Africa, or I don't think somebody who have African or maybe even Asian descent, I don't think they would think like that because of their traditions and culture. Okay, so I'm thinking the only people who have been proven to be doing that, or like to even be marrying their relatives, is maybe I have seen that in Middle. Okay, yes, that happens in Middle East sometimes, but it also happens in amongst white people. But I don't think those are things that happens among black people. So I don't know, but unpopular. I was just saying anyway. I mean, okay, that is shocking to find out, and you'd say like how these people are examples, but they married their siblings. But context matters. You might explain in a bit, okay? Yeah, but see that, and I think some of these things is why people say that like it's a fictional book. Time says yes, yes. The Bible is X-rated. It's dark and full of crazy stuff. Okay. Yeah, because whoa, I have never read that thing that I just read right now. The earth is 6,000 years old. Sarah says Bible also says that Sarah couldn't make kids. She was old. She was afraid they wouldn't have kids, and she asked Abraham to sleep with their servant Hagar to make a descendant. Okay, but do you think that would happen in real life? Okay, because some of these scenarios we have to ask ourselves: do you think these things can happen in real life? Okay. Kitty says God gives book to man. God doesn't include the cure for cancer. God writes stories about incest. Ah, God. Ah. Okay. Okay, now you're triggered. White people don't marry their sisters. What the heck, boy? Now you say this about what? No, I'm not saying to update. There's literally allegations. Okay, there's literally allegations. You wanna say you have not heard about what goes down in Alabama? That's what you want to pretend like you've never heard. You don't know what happens in Alabama. Okay, okay, and I said it's a myth, and that's why that's why I was holding back, because I didn't want you guys to start, oh, it's freedom of expression until I say something against your people or your group or whatever. No, but anyway, not meant to attack anyone here. Kitty, everything you type is so far is off. It's laughable. Okay. And I don't care. Okay, all of these things are myths and misconceptions. But honestly, to be really honest, at the time that Bible would have been written, I don't think Africans had that ability to think like that. Okay, they were not that wild. Let's okay, we are telling each other the truth. I don't think they were that wild. Okay, I even think the type of things that, let's say, as African women and African men we are into right now, we've copied from the Western world. True or false? Okay, tell me that doesn't sound like something that Okay, and I'm not saying that the other group was more civilized, but I think they were more wild in nature back in the day. Okay, okay. Um, Sadat says, but also because of that, consequences appeared. His other son Ishmael started to bully Isaac, and there were family tensions. Bible allows certain mistakes for moral teaching for others. Okay. DJ Joker says, I okay. Rita says, another false claim about us whites. I'm beginning to see a pattern with your mindset. Okay. You're beginning to see a pattern with my mindset. You know what? If you don't want to listen, keep going. So you can say anything about black people, but then when I say a myth, and I said, did I not say that it's a myth? Okay. So, believe whatever you want to believe in. Okay. I do not care. Shit. Uh, Kitty says health pattern. Okay. Alabama is 75% black. Okay. And doesn't okay and it doesn't matter. Okay, guys, do you guys know what are myths and misconceptions? So you want to sit here say you have never had that? Oh my god, you guys are you're such a nuisance. Okay, it's all fun and games when you're talking about things when they do not include you. Okay, there's good and bad in every car and culture. I've been around the entire USA, Europe, and Africa. Yes, places are better than others. Some places are better than others. Okay, what is your okay? Uh, what will I say? What will I say so that you guys do not think that? But anyway, you know what? I'll just stop talking about that or whatever. Johnny says, Sasa. Oh, poor sana watching from Doha. Oh, you're Kenyan in Doha. Good to see you, Johnny. Uh, there's good and bad in every group, okay? But you can get worked up. You can get happy when we are talking about bad about a particular group. Well, it is addressing myths and misconceptions, right? Okay, so you can't go all full uh you can go full mode of like attacking, you know. So that is, and honestly, Bible portrays lots of worshippers in a realistic way. Abraham, David, Solomon, we were good worshippers but also humans, and they did sins but changed and did better. Okay. Okay. Okay, no, actually, it's not even you. God is in control. It's this other person, this real time, and I think Kitty. Okay, Kitty is okay about talking about bad things about others, but when it involves their race, oh, I'm starting to notice a pattern. You know what? God, yeah. Father Yakub created our race, and nobody is against your race. First of all, oh my God, you will make me to start ignoring you guys' comments. Actually. But there's a lot of good people out there too. No race is better than other. We are all sinners falling short of God's glory. John Texas Yin Yang. Okay. How are you doing? God is inconsistent. Oh, I'm not upset at all about it. Okay. Denson says, how are you doing, Denson? Where are you watching from? Um, I have never said a bad thing about black people. My wife is African American. Okay. Okay, but you want to say that you say everything perfect about black people, okay? As if you've not been here on the channel for a long time and I've not been seeing your comments. Do not do evil, do not accept evil. Okay, real time. Today it is okay to talk about bad. You know what? Okay. By the way, Ishmael, you guys are just wild. Uh, by the way, Ishmael, other son of Abraham, most likely is the ancestor of Arabs. The Arabian Peninsula, most likely like Saudi Arabia. Okay. Then son says Uganda. Oh, Uganda. What? Okay, what's the? I was gonna say what's the time in Uganda, but I know Kenya and Uganda share time zone. Okay, good to see you. Good to see you. You know what? You guys, I think some of you are you're just okay. You just want to talk, especially when it's not about when he's favoring you. Okay, when he's putting you at a point of advantage. Okay, that's all you want. That's all you guys want. But you know what? Who am I? Oh my god, what is wrong? Ish. Let me guy akaradhimeka yetu. Oh, nawetagwo. You're my prophet. Oh God, I don't believe I am your prophet. You know, I can't be a prophet of people who are okay when we are talking about when you are saying myths and misconceptions about a particular group of people. But when it's yours, hey, no. You are people, bro. You're not a part of my freak. Okay, what do you mean? Johnny says karma is real. What goes around comes around. Okay. Uh-huh. Me too. I also believe that what goes around comes around. You think you know everything. That's your real problem right there. God is in control says, yeah, I know a little Uganda said so saying hello miss or hello madam is Oli Otwa Nyambo. Oli Otwa Nyambo. Oli Otwa Nyambo. Oh, okay. Kitty says my points don't go through. Okay, no, refresh. Try to use maybe not bad words. Refresh. Real time says no. You just react. Otwa manis Oli Otwa Sabo. Oli Otwa Sabo. Oli Otwa Sabo. That doesn't mean anything. Oli Otwa Sabo. Hello, Oli Otwa Sabo. Wow. That okay, is Luganda, is it a Bantu language? Is it a Bantu language? Real time is not part of my people. You can go live with damn people. Okay, yes, you said it right. Oh, Oli Otwa Sabo. Oli Otwa Sabo. No, not Bantu. I don't believe. Yeah, it doesn't look like Bantu. Okay, Lord. Oh my! I even lost my thought process, guys. I don't know what you're gonna do for the next. How many minutes? I lost my thought process because honestly, I get so exhausted with arguing with. I like a good debate, but only when it's with people who are resonating, or there are people who just think that they are right. Okay, 100% right every time. Let's just sit in the quiet. Okay, I need to breathe. Sada says, I think a mix of different opinions makes you confused and tired. Especially me, the fact that I have to like sit here and like see different people's point of view, and also not to shut anyone out, because I am pretty good at that, okay? And I don't remove people out of emotions. Like, I don't, like, you see, for example, somebody might say something that I don't like. People tell me remove so and so, and I do not remove them. I only remove people when they're being disrespectful. So it's like trying to see different people's perspective, so it's hard. Deep, slow breathe in the nose, slow breathe out of the okay, thank you, because whoa, okay, I just lost my thought process. Okay, this is actually the perfect time for you guys to bring up the random topics. Perfect time, otherwise we are gonna have to end the live stream pretty much soon, because pretty much disoriented. Good thing there are not so many people here. Imagine if you had 500 or 1,000 of people chatting at the same time. You know what? And if that's the case, I think that's easier, because you get to ignore people's comments. Like, you can just keep, see, my live stream is built around me reading people's comments. Okay, it's like I listen to everybody. So see, when I have a larger audience, it's like maybe I'll not be able to read everybody's. Okay, so what maybe I'll be doing at that moment is I just read the one that I think is good to me, or I skip the ones that I feel like are absolutely unnecessary. But right now, because I can when if I'm reading everybody's and I skip yours, you'll be like, okay, you don't like me. I'm not a very tribal person. You're not a very tribal person. Mm-hmm. But you shouldn't be, because you're not you don't belong to a tribe. Yeah, me too. I don't like the whole tribal thing. I think he's just behind, and yeah, explaining the reason why. Oh, like, oh, I don't like this group of people because they come from the other tribe. While you just look, like them. Yes, the Muslim. Oh, the tribe. Okay, you saw these people are almost attacking me. You know that. You know. Okay, but I think Kitty changed his mind. Somewhere in here, he goes like, you know what? I don't want to attack Wombo. Yeah, you guys just terrified me right there. You guys just terrified me right there. I'm like, woo. Okay, Lord. You belong to a group. Okay. I don't get offended at all. The human race is guilty as a whole. We need a savior, okay? The thing is, when you go around, let's say, for example, when people start being sensitive with everything, then it's almost like you can't say anything. And see, yeah, it's almost like you can't say, because the thing is, people don't want to hear things that are already there out loud, okay? People don't want to hear everything that's out there out loud. No, they would rather live in a fantasy world, or assuming that these assumptions, okay. But whoa, and those of you joining into the live stream, welcome to the live stream. Where when people say my people, I'm like, okay, well, who is your people? Could that be tribal? It could be subjective. My people, I think for me, my people is people who stand by you. For example, you guys, I think people who come back are my people, you know. I think it's people that we are building something here together, okay. My people could mean my family, it could mean my friends. So it just basically, it means people who mean something to you. Okay, I have friends who are not from my tribe and they are my people. Okay, I have people who are not from my race and they are my people. Okay, I have people who are not Kenyans and they are my race. Like for example, my fiance, he's not Kenyan, but I think he's my people. You know, the dark knight says, "Hey, hello." Yeah, some people use my people as an entire race. Same here in Texas. My people are my friends and family, not a group like some people use. Okay. For example, when you say your people, yes, your wife is included. Does it mean that she's white? No. But she's your people. She's your person. Okay. So I think there's the whole like, oh, but I know it's also the same even with black people. You have to support this and that, and it's like, whoa, hold up. The same way that I don't, it's like you could be my people when it comes to looks, and then not be my people when it comes to who I am, what I stand for. Yeah. So guys, we are ending the live stream in the next how many minutes? 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna sit here and be weird. We are Africans, Puerto Ricans, Venezuelans, Mexicans, and white Americans is my people. We have a diverse family. It's very fun. When we go out as a big group in public or restaurant, people look and think, wow, are they friends or family? One day you'll see a picture of us or, okay, Africans, Puerto Ricans, Venezuelans, Mexican. Wow, it looks like a friend group, okay? And then you realize that everybody is family. I think that's what families should. Wow, I'm about to knock that off. I think maybe that's what families should aim for, because if you have everybody in there, you can't be you can't not like a particular group, because all of you guys, you're all there, all in there mixed. Okay, you say you don't like a particular group, but your niece and nephews have that group. I think it gets interesting like that. But wow. No problem when people stick to one race either. But my family so happens to be this way. We are all humans and all believe and trust in God. That's what I see. Yeah, yeah. And I think that's good. I think that's good. Okay, let's see a question. And everybody else, it's not like we are having like a conversation that you can join in. Okay, you can bring up a random topic that you would like to talk about for the next 15 minutes. We were just in here talking about religion and it went down the wrong way. And God looks on the inside of a person, not the outside. Okay, Okay, let's see some silly questions here. If animals went to school, which one would be a bully? Oh boy, I'm starting to get very upset. Why? Why are you getting very upset? Oh my god. Can I go to sleep, please? Okay, Saddam says, I think tigers and gorillas would potentially be at the top of the bully chain. Gorillas and tigers. Why tigers? I can see gorillas, but tigers? Okay, God, I'm like, what? Oh, you know, what is wrong? Okay, you know what? You got me. It's like, I'm having. Okay, let me type this question. So okay, Steve. Oh, okay. Hmm. I think rhinos, hippos, gorillas, etc. Oh, everybody's saying gorillas. Steven Slater says, "Is there an end to the universe?" Wow, is there an end to the universe? Let's see. Let me pin that. Is there an end to the universe? And I think we just came from a conversation like this. I don't know if I can participate, even if I'm the host. Okay. Is there an end to the universe? Okay, let's go down that route. Let's go down that road again. How are you doing, Steven? It's been a minute also before I saw you here. Some birds love to steal stuff. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Saddam's tigers are also very aggressive, and they only see you and begin to roar. Wow. Have you ever seen a tiger in real life? I've never seen a tiger in real life. Yes, I was literally laughing while typing that after you just talked about dealing with upset people. Okay. Okay. You're so funny. You're so funny. Ah, I'm learning. You know what? I'm learning to be taking jokes. I am not a joking person, so yeah. It's like, what is wrong? It's like, but you know what? And I'm not. And actually, I hope you're in this chat real time. I think real chat thinks that he's really intelligent, and whatever he says is what's supposed to be. Doesn't matter if he's saying some dumb stuff, you know. Emperor Majesty says, greatest as Nestor, the church. Yes, karma is real. You reap what you sow. Okay. God, can you please type with the lowercase? Ah, sorry. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You can just type however you want. Okay, let's go down this one. Is there an end to the universe? I don't think so. I think we are gonna be here. You experience what you experience. I think, on my opinion, I think the end to the universe is when you die. That's when your universe ends. But life continues. I am just assuming people who died like 500 years ago uh or let's say even 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 years ago. I believe they at this point, in their imagination, they would have imagined there is no human life, okay? But the generations keep going. So what I believe is, whenever you die, your universe ends right there, but the universe never ends. That's my thoughts. Okay, I think I'm done with deep conversations for today, but here's my thoughts. Yes, there's an end to everything. Second law of thermodynamics. God created it this way until he returns and resets Earth. Okay. Okay, you are like me, you are like, can we talk about some random stuff? Ah, I want fun talk, silly talk now. My fingers can only type so fast. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. You know, sometimes I'm like, because I'm used to being deep here on the channel and like sharing my real thoughts, and and I think that's what we connect with here. But sometimes I'm like, when I'm not being that, will you guys still hang out? Okay, because of course I'm not a funny person, but yeah, the silly talk also is nice. Okay, here, do you prefer chicken or beef? Chicken. Chicken. And to be really honest, I have some dumb questions, although I never get to use them because everybody wants to be serious. Chicken. Let me look at. I have like a list of some dumb questions here. Not dumb, but silly ones. Beef here, but chicken is second. Okay. By the way, I grill beef steaks. You would love it. Oh, you know how to grill? It's a Texan thing or what? Okay, I think it's pretty much common. Like when it comes to street food out here, yes, you will get street food where like they are grilling and stuff. But I think we only grill on holidays, maybe if we have to. We only do that on holidays. Okay, there's one here. It's like pet peeve. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Okay, let me ask this one: money or fame? Oh yes, I cook amazing food. I take pride in. I love grilling. I only use charcoal, not gas. Oh, when it comes to grilling, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I also think people like here people out here, we like to use charcoal stove, especially to boil things, to cook meat and stuff like that. Yeah. So, mm-hmm. Abdul says good morning. Good morning to you. Okay. Uh, money or fame? Let's go with that one. Let me type that. Money or fame? So we're just doing some silly ones, just hanging out for a minute before we end the live stream. Money hands down, fame can be stressful. Money hands down, fame can be stressful. I don't even like social media or taking selfie. Oh, you mean selfie, not selfish? I like a private, quiet life, but when I go out, I'm not recognized. Okay. Hmm. So me too. Me too. Me too. I like money. I'll always choose money. Okay. I think fame. All fame does is to bring unnecessarily people poking their noses around your business. Okay. And not everybody wants the best for you. I like that I can be able to have friends all over the place because of doing this. But I will always go with the money. I think, yeah. So that's this. Would you try shark meat? Yes, I would try, but I have never tried. Have you ever tried shark meat? Would you try shark meat? Okay, that's as random as it can get. Millionaire says no, but karma is a good way to make people behave. Okay. Yeah, when I'm out in public or shopping, I get in and get out. When I drive places, I get there quick. I like to get where I'm going. Okay. Yeah. See, if you're very known, that can also interfere with, not to mention, you can't go through life, okay? You have to update people what's going on. Uh-huh. They can tell, honestly. And see, for people, let me tell you right now, to be really right now, because for some of you who've watched me for, I don't know, a long time, or even if it's every day for like a week, okay, you already know my energy, and you already know, oh, this is how boy rolls, this is how she does, this is how she talks. Let me tell you, the day that I'll not be fine, most of you will notice. And I've seen that some of you have asked me, oh, are you okay, boy? Maybe in the past. And definitely I said I was okay, or maybe, but I know I was not okay. So when you choose to like share your life online, I think it can get deeper. I had dinosaur meat one time in my dream. Wow. How did it taste? That would be interesting to try, but I heard that it has mercury, and maybe it can be contaminated. Who knows? Because it's a predator. I don't know. Have anybody ever eaten a shark? Uh, yeah, for sure. I like to follow the Levitical biblical eating guidelines, not perfectly, but close to it. It's a very healthy way to eat. Certain meats or animals are meant to be eaten. For example, oh, certain meats. Yeah, I think. Uh, okay. For example, actually, I just learned that like pastors are not allowed to eat. What are they called? Rabbits, donkeys. Do you eat pigs? Do you eat pig? Okay, honest, and actually this is almost like the second week of not eating meat. But of course, I'll be back. I can't wait for me to eat some chicken in the future. But yeah, I've been working on drinking lots of water and like healing my body. I think I'm getting good progress so far. So monkeys, elephants, giraffes, insects. Okay, I've ever eaten an elephant. Okay, can you say that out loud? Oh, yeah. It's very tough, very tough. I have ever I don't know. I think that would be considered as poaching, but no. Yeah, but the list of animals, listen in Leviticus was the past law of Moses. The New Testament says that the only things to avoid eating animal meat is not to eat strangled animals or with blood. Okay, but if all the animals are strangled, right? I don't care for pork. I'll have a little bacon rarely. I just eat fish, beef, and chicken for meat. Well, eggs too, if that counts as meat. Okay, it doesn't. But does it count as meat? It counts as dairy product. Mm. Me too. I eat pork once in a while. And honestly, to be really honest, I don't know if it's me, but like whenever I buy pork and I come home with it and I'm cooking it, I just feel like it just after I cook it, I have to clean dishes right away, because otherwise that smell for the smell for the pork for me is not a pleasant one. I don't like that smell. So I usually, let's say if I ever, actually right now I think it's almost 6 months without eating any pork. But basically, uh if I cook, I can spend the whole time just after cooking, I just clean the dishes that I just used, because that smell for pork really like makes me feel like I want to throw up. I don't know. Stop making me hungry. Okay. Have you ever eaten what wild animal have you ever eaten? Okay. I don't know if I can say this. Mine is elephant. Ah, they say pork tastes closest to human flesh. The pork is an unclean animal. The smell, yes, not good. Wow. Oh, now you just grossed me out completely. 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 Synthesis, I think generally meat doesn't serve much usefulness for our organs. Vegetables, fruits are way more suitable. Steven Slater, dog in Vietnam tastes like beef. You've tasted that? Oh my god, why? Okay, Lord. Here in Texas, deer is common. It's like an impala or antelope. Yeah, impala. I have never eaten impala or antelope, but my mother have. Like they used to even go to hunt them, and it's very sweet. It's a very sweet meat. That's what my mom says. Yeah, I would never eat any type of dog or cat. Me too. Oh Lord. And even if I ate by mistake, I would want to throw up everything. I would literally shove things in my mouth just so I can throw up. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Actually, he's not even trying. We ate a whole lot. What had happened is around that time you dear Lord, that's crazy. I could never. Yeah, around that time what had happened is in our neighborhood or in our village, we were getting lots of elephants. They were coming, they were destructive, they were attacking. Uh, so this day, I think it killed a person or something, or I don't know what had happened. But they were just being aggressive. Anytime they would come out of the forest and they would start coming into people. So people were always in groups, okay? So, but I don't know what they did. Bunch of men. Let me tell you, that's what I tell you, that I know men can do stuff that women cannot do. Yeah, a bunch of men put it down, and because it was already down, they, I don't know if you can use those words here, but basically, yeah, they turned it into meat, and you would go there. So your father would go there with an axe, and he would come home with a huge chunk. Yeah, my dad went there with an axe, and he came home with a huge chunk. But he's so tough. He's so tough. The toughest. So tough. But elephants are vegetarians, so. Steven Slater says, I did not know it was dog. I was told after I had eaten it. Oh my god, you're supposed to sue. You're supposed to sue. I don't like hearing pigs getting slaughtered because they scream so strong. It kind of sounds disturbing. But do you eat them? Do you eat them? For me, it's rare. Actually, my thing is, growing up to when I joined university, I had never tasted pork my whole life. My whole life, I had never tasted pork. Okay, but then in university, they were common. Okay, they were common. And then I think I tried once. I didn't like it so much, the oiliness and all of that. I just didn't like it. Not to mention, I had never tried pork. So see, in the village, when you grow up in the village, you only eat specific stuff. Not to mention, we rarely even ate meat. We mostly consume vegetables on the farm. Yeah. But then also, I moved in with my Muslim friends, and out of respect, I couldn't bring meat back home to cook. Oh, pork meat. So that's how I stopped. Yeah. Right now, I think I can get it, but it's just the smell. I think right now it's just the smell. Yeah, something in my soul doesn't like pork in any form. Like homeboy said, the smell is soft. Something is not right. Like, yeah, it's almost like I can't finish cooking it quick enough. I can't finish cooking it quick. And if I cannot cook something and sit with that smell for at least, sometimes you cook and you don't want to clean the dishes right away, right? So if I can't sit with the smell, I don't think I want to do that. Uh, oh yes, I understand. That's not bad at all in that situation. That's crazy, honestly. Okay, but would you eat? Martin Kilonzo, where are you from? Kenya. So that says, yeah, I do her. I know it sounds double standard, but as long as I don't see the process, I'm fine with it. But I don't eat that often. I try to focus more on serious vegetables, soups. Okay. So, okay. Seems like most people do not actually. Okay. For me, actually, I don't feel like I'm missing. But I gotta say, the pork chops, they are really nice, especially if you get them from restaurants where they know how to prepare. Yeah, pork chops are really nice. But other than that, just buying the flesh and cooking it, no, I don't think it's my thing. But I eat it. I'm not gonna say that I don't. But it's just like the smell. I can't get rid of the smell quick enough. Uh, like I said, after testing and research, uh, they say pork is almost hard to tell the difference that it. Oh my god. You really want to get me to throw up on this live stream. Not serious like grain food like grease. Okay. Not serious like grain food like grease. Okay. 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 I can see that. Actually, that's that's what I grew up eating on the farm. Vegetables, fruits, cereals. Yes, not the cereals like the oats, the grains. The grains, yes, like legumes. Do you know what's Greece? Greece is a country. No, I don't know what's Greece if it's not the country. But I know what are grains. Okay, I know what are grains. I know the what are they called? Mm, what are they called? Beans. I know all of this type of stuff. So lentils, mung beans. Um, if I was if I were there in Uganda and in a crazy situation like yours happened, yes, I would. You would try, okay? Do you know what's I no, I do not. There's nothing better than the smell of beef seasoned with olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder. Okay. Yeah, okay, but the olive oil, I honestly, actually, I bought olive oil. Let me tell you, I've been going through so much. I bought olive oil for the first time this week, and I've not used it. But the salt, pepper, and garlic powder, I can relate. No, the food, grease the food. No, I don't know grease the food. Do you all know grease the food? I never had pork until I came to the US. Then someone introduced me to pork ribs. The rest is history. Yeah, pork ribs, pork ribs. But if you have, I could literally have pork ribs every day. But the flesh, that is okay. I think I mistook the word for that food. In English, it's buckwheat. Buckwheat. Wow. Let me search to see if I know what that is. Buckwheat. Oh, like maize, quinoa. Quinoa. What is that? I've never heard that. But we grow the maize soba. Okay, I see. Buckwheat or beechweed comes from seeds which resemble the much larger. Oh, okay. And they have health benefits. Well, olive oil is it's good for you. And a light run down on beef with olive oil enhances the flavor and helps the steam from burning on charcoal. Okay. Yes, slow smoked and seasoned pork ribs are the only one I eat to the point it doesn't taste like pork, more like exotic beef. Yes, yeah, they so smoked for 16 hours with good seasoning. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I'm drooling. you need you just need to apply some barbecue sauce on the pork ribs, okay, and it's just perfect. Yeah, I have a picture. I'll post that picture of there's some pork ribs that we got in Nairobi. They were so good. Whenever I think about them, I really want to go back to that restaurant. One day I'll show you my smoker and grill setup. Okay, I know it's fire. Okay, cats or dogs? Okay, remember we are still on the silly little talk here and there. We have a family recipe. Oh wow. Okay, cats or dogs on the silly stuff. Cats or dogs? Ooh, am I afraid of clowns? Good question. uh, am I? I don't know. Are you? Are you guys afraid of clowns? I don't think so. I don't think so. Uh, I don't think so. But many people hates them. No, I'm not at all. Okay, but see, out here is very rare. Mm-hmm. Dogs are more active and friendly, but cats are also cute, but they look more depressive since they sleep more. Okay, cats or dogs? You know, we have cats at home. We have cats at home. There's like five of them. Okay, and I gotta tell you, so my room, the one that I was live streaming on when I went to the village, okay, we don't have like a cemented floor in that room. Okay, so what they do, because that room is usually vacant when I'm not there, they have a corner under my bed, okay, where they usually poop. A corner, and you know cats are very clean. They will keep you pooping on that area and even peeing on that area. Okay, and I was just sitting in the room and I'm like, oh my god, something is thinking when I got back, and just realizing the cat have been pooping, it just makes me feel so disgusted with cats. I just don't like cats. The cats at home, they even open pots, like you're sleeping, you're hearing the cat inside the pot leaking stuff. Yeah, I think personally I would go with dogs. Although a trained one, I just don't want a dog that poops everywhere. Uh, Cart. Oh, they're from Aussie. Are you still here, one boy, or again? Oh no, I usually stream twice. So the 3 p.m. that you normally watch me, and right now. Why? I'm assuming it's also late out there. Why are you up? These are very very tough one. I grew up with both cats and dogs. That's a okay. But which one would you prefer? Why you don't sleep? No. See, I will sleep at like 2 a.m. and then I'll wake up at like 12. And then I do my stuff for like 1 hour or two, and then I start live streaming again. So yeah, I stay at home. I don't go to work. So eh, I have so much extra time. Not to mention, I want to make it here, guys. I want to make it here so bad. So that is because cats sleep like from 12 to 16 hours, and lions, for example, more than 16 hours. Seems they really like cousins, okay? Wow, they just love sleeping. Yeah, but the whole like cuddling with cats, I think when you have animals, they can help you to get through seasons. But those are the trained ones. The cats that we have at home, they are not cuddly at all. They don't like cuddling, although they like sleeping. They don't like cuddling. They are everywhere inside the pots. Um, Sada says, because cats sleep like. Okay, I think I read that. Martin says, I wish I knew your location because I'll be home soon. I could make you some really good box. Oh, not interested. Thank you. God. Ah, but having both are good outside. Wife says in Africa, animals inside is a no go. She finds it strange how people pamper animals here or Europe. I said it's strange too. Okay, do you have cats and dogs in your home? Okay, it's like, first of all, why am I sleeping with a dog? Okay, not in that. Hold up, hold up, hold up. But it's like out here we do not cuddle like that with the animals. It's like they're meant to be outside. Okay, but although I like how caring people in Europe and US, I like how caring you guys are with the with the cats and dogs. But I just don't think we are at that level out here. Good now. Good night. Good night, cat. Did you sleep? No, no, I'm gonna go to sleep at 2 a.m. and then I'll wake up at 12. So don't you worry about me. Hello, me. Okay, you'd go with cat. God is in control. He's dressing them up, spending thousands for med, treating them like a human family member. We grew up with animals, but weren't weirdos about it. Actually, even holding funerals for them, uh, asking them what they think when it comes to family opinions. Yeah, but I see the loved ones. They will give you the love back. They will give you the love back. And I was wondering then, when do lions find time to hunt? Then I realized, wait, lioness, like female lions, hunt more. Oh, okay. God is in control says we own no pets. I love animals and being around them, but not like in my bed, inside my on my couch and getting hair everywhere. Okay. Yeah, and maybe you can cuddle. You cuddle. So when you become, like, let's say, pet parents, like cat or dog's parents, so does it mean like like you both cuddle the, what is wrong with this thing? Does it mean that you both cuddle the cat while sleeping? Okay, the cat sleeps in the middle between the wife and the husband, like a baby. uh For example, I don't know, in Balkans, we don't really leave animals inside house. Some do, but usually the dogs stay outside and cats as well. About cats, for example, I allow the cat inside, but not on bed. Yeah, even out here, cats are allowed inside, especially if they are your cat, but not on the bed. Like the way I see people saying, "Oh, we are cat parents, we are fur parents," and then they are cuddling the cat on the bed, like. Okay, I'm in the US, but I still don't play with dogs and cats like that. But I have security dogs back home, okay? And they stay outside, right? I'm a very clean dude. I like clean counters, floors, empty kitchen sinks, things put where they go. I don't like animal hair on my pillow, especially in my mouth. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but you gotta respect people who do that or believe in that. But I think it's a cultural thing, to be really honest. Yeah, cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. Yeah, out here is not that common, but it's part of life. Part of life. Okay, texting or calling. Okay, remember, guys, we are still on the silly stuff. Nope, no way. If I have to sleep somewhere with animals, I get a hotel. What if your wife wants the animal? Okay, she's like, oh, you got a cat. No, let's say you even have you even have a cat and a dog, and you're you're cuddling. So one of you needs to cuddle the dog, the other one needs to cuddle the cat. Ah, okay, texting or calling. Calling 100%. I think me too. Calling is just like, okay, and I do like texting, or I enjoy texting, especially if it's from people that I love. But it's just like calling. I get to hear somebody's voice and to know how they're feeling at the moment, because I don't. Okay, sometimes you can read message and you can tell the energy, but when you hear somebody's sound, it's more real. But also, if the cat is more outdoor cat, it can go anywhere it wants and catch ticks and get pregnant. Ah, the cats also like to go out there and get pregnant. Ah, texting for small talk, like on the way or be there soon. Okay. Oh yeah, of course, for small talk, or like just for like you want to get freaky a little bit, maybe the text. But otherwise, I think the the calling, the calling is more fun, I think. uh Luxury vacation or adventure vacation? Luxury vacation or adventure vacation? Okay, you know what? I kind of like the small talk. It's more relaxing, to be really honest. More relaxing. I feel better. Uh, luxury vacation or adventure vacation? Okay, I grew up with cars that were seriously the village bicycle. Oh, why do you have to say that every time? Oh my god. Kittens by the truckload. Okay. Village bicycle. That's why I had a male cat so that he impregnates other female cats and their owners later regret their decisions of choosing a female cat. Let me tell you, a female cat, like the cats there's a time that we even had like 12 cats because this woman just keeps getting pregnant, and you'll never see her having sex or being, you'll never see her with the male one, but you'll see her pregnant. But the village bicycle is really well. Okay. uh Luxury vacation or adventure vacation? Yes, cats can create a cat civilization easily. Okay. Yeah, not to mention the can you imagine, what if human beings, what if we were what if we were like that? Okay, and I know you can have 5 children at once, but can you imagine if we had like you are capable of giving birth to 12? God. Oh my god. Lord, I don't know what I would do. I think I would run away. 12 in one go? How do you handle that? Like, where do you start? Yeah, I'm so glad that humans are not able to like do that because whoa, 12. uh I mean, we already are 8 billion people on earth. Okay, can you imagine if we were doing, and see, and this is when, and let's say people are having twins and only one, and we are 8 billion people. Can you imagine if that was even possible? Adventure vacation for the most part, but like adventure hike, travel, see the sights during the day into sunset, then at night relax in a bed, nice big bed with good food. Okay. Okay, that sounds like, but that sounds like a mixture of both. Sounds like a mixture of both. uh Yeah. Oh, I think I would also go with the adventure vacation. But I think at this point, because I think I'm always out in nature, most probably, the luxury vacation would also be nice. Zabairu Abdo, hi. In Uganda, we were constantly on the move on the boda boda motorcycle taxis, which I loved. Okay. And then you're just like, you're just observe, you're just looking outside. Okay, motorcycles are taxis. Mm, interesting. Okay, luxury vacation or adventure vacation? I don't know which one I would go with. Maybe at this point I would go with the luxury because I think uh when you mostly live your life off grid or in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, which country is that? I don't know what country is that. Uh Morning person or night owl? Okay. I mean, okay, I've done both. The luxury is nice for like 2 days. Then you're ready to move around and do stuff. Okay. Okay, I can see that. I can see how that can become boring real quick. Okay. Morning person or night owl? Wow. What is wrong with me? I'm typing and the cursor is not there. I need to take some typing classes. I'm so bad at typing. Morning person or night owl? Mm, I think I'm a night owl. That explains why I'm up right now at 1:27. Yeah, I don't think I'm a morning person. I have never liked having to wake up so early. Uh, Night owl easily. If I don't stay on a schedule, I'll easily start staying up late, sleeping late. I've been out partying super late till like 5 a.m. before. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's super late. That's super late. Oh my god. Like, okay. And I know this is a silly question, but can you do that while you're married? Partying until 5 a.m.? A morning person or night owl? Yeah, but personally, I think a night owl. I can actually scroll the whole night. For example, yesterday after I finished the live stream, actually I was even asking myself why did I end the live stream, because I stayed up until like 5. I slept at 5 because I was just watching things about Dolly, and then I was like, why did I end the live stream? Like, I would have just stayed there and maybe I would have been doing something constructive. In Uganda, we always stayed up late. So, because jet lag, because I'm 8 hours behind you, and also because having cat didn't help. Yeah, that can help you to stay up. Okay, but you do it together. Okay, okay. How would you react? Oh yes, many late nights even with your wife, but sometimes I'll stay up late, sometimes I won't. Okay. Well, okay, how would you react? And actually this is a silly scenario, okay? When you let's say you're married, okay, of course you're married. Or let's say everybody, this is a scenario. So you're married and your woman comes home every day 6 a.m. every day for the whole month. She shows up at 6 a.m. Okay, so she's partying all night. How would you think about that? Or how would you react to such scenarios? Okay, and what's the time? And also, we will be winding down pretty soon. But honestly, I liked the small talk better than but whatever that the other one was. God, I think we would need to talk. Oh wow. Okay, you're putting your foot down. Okay. Uh. Okay. Anyway, let me see if there's another one. The other one is like guess, and I think this is maybe for people who really know you. Guess, for example, this is a guess game. Yes, I hate being woken up unless it's an emergency. Okay. Mm. Especially after a late night. Wow. Mm. Joseph Edward, how are you doing? Okay, let's do a little this guess game. But I think this would work if people know you in real life. But I don't know if it would work. Uh, oh, no. Okay. But I want to see that. I'll just say it, but I think this would mostly work if you know somebody in real life. Um, Guess what time I wake up? I think I've already told you that, so that will not work in this scenario. Okay. Guess my biggest pet. No, I think this cannot work. Guess my love language. Yeah, you would have to know somebody in real life for that. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. Oh my god, this this was so enjoyable. Everything in here was so enjoyable. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm gonna see you all guys tomorrow, 3 p.m. Kenyan time. Yeah, because this guest game, I don't think it would work. Okay, so bye for now. I'm gonna see you all tomorrow. Have yourself a good day and a good night. Yep. I was here beginning to. I know. Thank you so much. Actually, if you're here beginning to end, 3 good hours, 3 good hours, because we just clocked the 3 hours. But thank you so much, guys, for the support. Actually, it counts. Okay, and also thank you for those of you who didn't get upset with me tonight. Let's see if you all are gonna show up tomorrow. The upset gang. Okay, good night. Okay, bye bye.